Hello, everybody. I'm Brian,
I'm Brian.
and this is Brian versus Brian, episode 168, Killers of the Flower Moon, directed by Martin Scorsese, screenplay by Eric Roth, Martin Scorsese, released October 20th, 2023. A whopping 206 minutes. Budgeted 200 million, box office of so far 23 million.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to do very well. There's no way.
Yeah.
3.5 hour
Uh,
rated R movie. I don't know. I don't think it's going to make its money back, but we'll see.
yeah, and the bastards carded me as I'm giving my ticket. It's like, who cards you
What? That's
after
crazy.
you buy the ticket and you're walking into the movie? And it's like, dude, I got
Wow.
a popcorn and a drink in my hand, and I'm alone. I'm like, do you make? It's like,
That's
do I look
ridiculous.
under 18 to you? Like, seriously, bro. I
That's
already bought the
crazy.
fucking ticket. You card. I've never been carded for a ticket there ever.
Yeah.
But then hey, ID? As I'm walking, I'm like, what the fuck?
Must have been a
This is a
rookie.
bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he gave me the wrong part of the ticket to keep too. He gave me the little shitty piece that he's supposed to keep.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Uh, Anyways, it's a long one.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself, man. Might want to bring some chicken or something. I don't know. Stay hydrated. Or Gatorade, some electrolytes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cup of
this was the
coffee.
Apple TV financed alongside Paramount Pictures. Do. Um, they got the rights to the book in 16. Um, Scorsese and DiCaprio were attached to the film in 17. Production initially expected to begin in 18, and then COVID-19, and it commenced in February 2021. Hmm.
Yeah, I remember this being announced a long time. That's what actually got me interested in the book, which I never ended up reading. But I remember Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, Leonardo DiCaprio's next movie. I'm a long time ago. Yeah, 2016, you said. But yeah, it took me a fucking long ass time to get this made.
Yeah, and was it worth it? I don't know. I was really looking forward to this, man. Scorsese and DiCaprio and De Niro. And then I heard some rumblings of other names that ended up really not mattering. Every other part is so. I mean, the wife, forget that actress's name. Her
Oh,
part.
Lily Gladstone. I've never seen
Yeah,
her before.
that's the only other part of any significance I think in this.
Hmm.
The rest of the people are pretty small parts.
Yeah, like
Even
Brendan
like
Fraser's like only in it for a
yeah,
few minutes. Yeah.
he says no. It's like that's it. He has this tiny little speech. I haven't spoken to this man yet, and I'm his lawyer.
Yeah.
That was about it. And I was looking forward to, I forgot because I heard him talking about being in this movie when everyone was giving him his flowers for the whale, and he was starting to come up again. He's like, yeah, I'm doing a new movie with Scorsese. It's super exciting. And yeah, wasn't much. And even the trailer, you never watched the trailer, I'm sure, but
I watched
the
it
trailer make
afterwards, but yeah, I didn't watch it
okay
before.
makes it seem like Jesse Plemons is like a big part of this movie and investigating shit, and
Hmm.
nah. Like he was a good part, but barely in it,
Yeah.
and just says a couple lines here and there. So yeah, it's pretty much just Gladstone, De Niro, and DiCaprio. This whole thing.
Yeah, so I was
Um,
watching an interview with Scorsese. Apparently, the earlier drafts, because I think the book is more about the FBI investigation. Right, it is about the FBI investigation with Tom White. I think the sheriff's or the
yeah,
FBI agent's name. Apparently, Leo was supposed to be Tom White, and the movie was going to be more of a FBI investigative movie. But then they were like, let's change the protagonist. So they decided to swap it and make Ernest the protagonist, and then Leo became Ernest, and then so I thought it was kind of
that sounds
interesting.
more interesting. Having Leo be the FBI guy and going from that way.
Yeah,
Honestly. um, yeah, I don't know, man. I was looking forward to it. I was pretty let down. Uh, it's not a bad movie by any means. but it's just pretty boring to me and long as shit. Um, you get some cool tension with the kills and wondering what the hell's going to happen, and just the the shockingness of like it's how anyone at any time can be murdered in the 20s and there's not much you can do about it. It's like what
Yeah,
a crazy time. You just stick a bag over someone's head and stab them in an alleyway and you're good to
and
go, man.
yeah, nothing happens to you. Yeah,
Yeah. And then
crazy.
when they finally and then something does happen to you, they give you life in prison, but they parole you 20 years later
Yeah,
and you get to
for
live your
being
life
good
out.
behavior or something.
Yeah. It's like what is last time I checked life in prison? Man, you kind of got to die there.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's an interesting
Um,
story because I had no idea about any of this. Either A, the
yeah, me either.
murders, and B, the Osage, like this being this fucking rich and wealthy community. Like I had no fucking idea this even happened. So I thought that was kind of fascinating. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, uh, DiCaprio, Ernest Burkhart comes back from the war, joins his uncle, William King Hale. Um, that's a pretty funny scene. Just call me King.
Yeah.
King? Call you King. You can say he's very taken aback by it, and that doesn't seem appropriate. And then later, throughout the whole movie, okay, King
Yeah.
uh, comes to help him. I don't know exactly what he does. He's got a cattle farm, but he's also intertwined with the oil dealings of all these Osage people. Um, and he speaks fluent Osage. There's a lot of Osage in this. Uh, a lot of it they don't even give you captions. They're like, "What the fuck, man? I want
Yeah.
to know what's going on." Uh, some of it they do, and he convinces DiCaprio to kind of marry this Indian woman, Molly, and that's kind of that's kind of it. Yeah, then you get the money, the whatever what do they call those? The titles? I don't know. The,
Yeah.
the the
Basically
oil title.
inheritance. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Of her.
it'll flow. It'll eventually flow down to us, boy. You got to
Hmm.
marry this woman. And then once he does, he starts killing off his her sisters and all this. And it's not just their family. It's like I think there was like 25 people
Yeah.
murdered. I like it when the what the fuck was his name? The FBI guy.
Oh,
Um,
Tom White, Jesse Plemons.
yeah, it's like yeah, we had some bad luck around here. Just some seems
Yeah.
like more than bad luck. Seems like a I don't know what he says, but
He's always says
yeah,
something like bad luck sounds more like an epidemic or something.
yeah.
Or something like that, yeah.
So yeah, I can't talk to you here. So come back later. Sorry to have bothered your shave. No, it's no problem. Come on now. Yeah, De Niro's pretty damn good.
He's really good, yeah. I was surprised.
Caprio's pretty good. And I don't know, De Niro looks pretty young. I was like, last couple times I've seen him, he looks so old, but he looks pretty good in this.
Hmm.
Um, Caprio's pretty good. I've heard some taglines. Oh, DiCaprio's best role ever. I was like, no, what are you talking about? Because he yelled a couple things, and you know, it's not a stretch of the acting chops for DiCaprio in this role. There's not much for him to do. He gets to emote some silliness of messing up murders, and then uh, you know, trying to convince himself and his wife that he's a good guy and all of this. I like some of that stuff near the end. Um, Obviously, there's some good stuff between him and De Niro, and it's like I told you to shoot him in the front of the. That's what I said, King. I told him the
Don't.
front, just like you told. I swear to God, I told him the front.
Hmm.
It's like, well, how does he mess that up? There's a front and a back. How do you not know? I told him, King. I said. And then the other shit, it was like, did you give him your? Did you have him steal your red Sportster to get the insurance money? Ah, I might have.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, he's
he
he's
got
really
arrested.
good. I don't know if this is his best. I mean it's hard to compete with fucking the zaniness of Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, they're two different performances, but man, his performance in Wolf of Wall Street is like off the charts. So, and there's other stuff too. I think he's really good in The Aviator. I think he's really good in The Departed. I'm not saying those are his best. I'm just saying, like, out of all of his performances, I don't know if this one is the best, but it's, it's up there. It's, yeah, it's quieter, but I mean, I believe everything about him. I don't. There wasn't a second where I didn't see Leo DiCaprio. I saw Ernest. Man, he's so good. He's very, very good in this movie. I don't know if it's his best, but
I'll take us in the top 6. He's got a lot of good roles.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So I don't know. I was let down. I mean, the first 2 hours, like, what happens? You give someone a cab ride. I don't think we had any murders really. It's just like, damn. I was just thinking, man, once that FBI guy, that guy comes into the movie I've seen from the trailer, I bet that's when it really picks up some steam and we're gonna roll downhill. Nah. It's just like, damn. He's just like casually talking to people, not pushing the envelope. You come back on Friday. Friday, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. Bye. And then it's funny because he's so passive in his investigation, but then when they get him in to interrogate him, it's like they're torturing him. It's like, man, I'd really like to sit. Well, you're
You standing?
that's yeah, yeah. Well, you're standing, and I was standing for like a day and a half, just like leaning back. I really got to get some sleep. They just keep asking him questions, uh, and that was pretty good. That uh, the Brendan Fraser part, they had you up for days, yeah, and they beat you.
Yeah, they tortured
No,
you.
they didn't beat me. They beat you. No, they did. They beat you, didn't they? Yeah,
I
they
guess they
did.
did. Yeah.
They beat me. And the whole time, like, um, his wife, Molly, is Lily. No, Lily's her
Molly.
real name.
Yeah.
Molly's the character. Uh, is standing by his side, like throughout the trials and stuff. Like, yeah, we're still together and all this, and uh, kind of only until he decides to not flip on his uncle does she kind of change. And then I don't even know how she figured it out. Oh, probably because the doctor she was seeing how she got better. But then she
Yeah.
figures out that he'd been poisoning her. Nah, it's not the poisoner. It's not the killer. It's just slow it down a bit. That's all we need.
So
We just
fucked
need to
up.
slow it down a bit. It'll just slow it down. You say, yeah, slow it down. That's all. And then
Yeah, it's pretty
another,
crazy. Apparently, Molly in real life stood by him and said that he was innocent because, like, all the way through the trial, I think it wasn't until afterwards she was like, "All right, you're a monster, and we're getting divorced. Fuck you." But yeah, she stayed with
yeah,
him the whole time. I was like, "God damn!" The whole movie, I'm like, "God, you know what he's doing? Like, son of a bitch."
yeah. And then she finally confronts him about the poisoning, and that's the one thing he cannot admit to.
Hmm.
Like he's admitted to everything else, but he can't do that because that would mean that he's admitting to not truly loving her the way that he said he does.
Yeah,
And I think he
I
does.
think he does. Yeah.
But if he admits that, he has to confront himself with the no, I really don't. I couldn't have
Hmm.
done that. So he has to no. So that was pretty interesting. Um, and the child dying of the whooping cough kind of sets that boat a sail too.
Yeah.
This is actually filmed in the Osage and all that kind of. What was that, like Wyoming or something?
Is
I
it
don't remember.
Oklahoma? Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that. But on a lot of on location stuff, and it was the most money ever spent to make a movie there. I can't remember what state.
I mean, it looked good. It looked like a living, breathing city that they created. What was it, Fairfax, if I remember right? The town.
Yeah,
They did a really good job.
Pawhuska, Fairfax, and Bartlesville in Oklahoma. In a news release before the beginning of the filming, Scorsese said, "We are thrilled to finally start production." 7 years later,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, man, I just don't know. It's okay. I just didn't feel it was great. It's just and it's just because it's beholden to every other Scorsese movie. That's all I compare it to.
Yeah.
Comparative to maybe other movies, it's probably pretty good, but to his movies, I don't know. I was thinking walking out of there that this might be at least my least favorite Scorsese movie.
Oh wow.
I can't think of one that I'd probably like less than this. But they're all good,
They're all
so it's
good.
not
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's
It's like
not
your least favorite
terrible.
Tarantino movie is still a
Yeah,
fucking great movie. Yeah.
because I just couldn't think of one. I was like, man, I was bringing them up on my head. I'm like, yeah, I think that one's better, funner, more exciting. Um, I just don't really see myself watching this again. It's so long, and it's like once I've got it now. It's locked away. I'm good. Even The Irishman, was like this long or
Yeah,
close
yeah.
to it, but I could deal with it because it's a more more in the vein of what Scorsese does in a mob movie and all that. Um, so yeah, I was disappointed. I was like, man, I wasted all this time at this theater. But so where do you walk away from this?
That's a bummer to hear that, man. That's I was hoping that, I mean, it's a Scorsese's movie. All got to come out and yay. But I guess I don't know if I feel a polar opposite with you. I'm not saying it's his best movie, but it's like, god damn, how many fucking masterpieces is this guy gonna make? Like he has every goddamn movie he makes is just gold, and I felt this one was no different. It is long. I mean, it's a 3.5 hour long movie. No matter how much you're entertained, you're gonna feel the length. But I don't know, man. I really really liked it. I don't know where I'd rank it in his films, but I thought it was great. I think the thing that I came away with it at the end, when I was walking out, is that I give it a lot of credit for like challenging me as an audience member, in the sense that like we're so conditioned to see like, oh, our protagonist is the hero and they got to fight the villain, and the antagonist doesn't need to be a living thing. It could be fucking, oh, I don't know, Sylvester Stallone stuck in a tunnel and the tunnel's collapsing. We got to get out of the tunnel. Like the tunnel is the antagonist, right? And this movie does something different where the protagonist is the antagonist. And I felt that it was a very challenging movie to sit through because I just wanted to fucking scream half the time. And I didn't know anything about this movie, so I thought that at some point he was going to stop giving her, because you would think that like halfway through the movie he realizes, comes to his senses. Okay, I'm going to stop poisoning my wife. I love her. Now let's work together to take down, Uncle King. But that never happens. He continues poisoning her until the fucking very end. So
Well, he
I found
doesn't
it.
poison her as much.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like he
Um,
only gives her half, and it makes him feel better.
um, but yeah, I just found it to be like an infuriating watch because it's just like you're watching a bunch of awful people do awful things, and like I felt so bad for This is a character, I mean, in real life, who lost three sisters, her mother, and found out her fucking husband was poisoning. Like I can't even. Oh, and their youngest daughter who died at like 4 or something. Just like, dude, I can't even imagine. I've had some loss in my family, and like just one loss in my big loss in my family, and that was like enough. I can't even imagine like my brother's dying or like whatever. Like that's some heavy shit. And the fact that it all stemmed from these evil fucking greedy people is just like an upsetting thing that happened. But yeah, I mean, just from a technical standpoint, I think it looks beautiful. I think the acting is great. Like, we already discussed DiCaprio, and De Niro was surprising. Like they both play likable. Well, yeah, I'd say Ernest is kind of likable. They play likable villains, and that's what makes it hard to watch because they're evil with a smile. I think even the side characters are great. There's that one skinny grizzled looking guy that they try to hire to kill Uncle King's neighbor. I forget the character. He shoots him in the back of the head, but and the car, or whatever.
And
That
becomes
guy
friends
who,
with him.
yeah, that guy. I was like, dude, all these side characters are great. But yeah, I think this movie is going to sit with me for a while. I may go see it again because Sarah's been out of town. She was in Chicago this week, so she didn't get a chance to see it with me. I'm like, dude, you got to see this fucking movie. I think she'd really like it. So I may go see it again. Maybe I'll feel differently the second time. But as a first viewing, I really liked it. I was looking through all the movies that I've seen this year, I think this might be my favorite. I said, was it last week or 2 weeks ago that Spider-Man was my favorite? I think this may top it. So the Oscar goes to, I can't think of any other movie that is going to top this movie for me, unless something comes out in the next couple months that blows me away. Yeah, I really liked it. I'm bummed that you didn't hit you as much.
I liked it. I just didn't love it.
Yeah.
And then we get the end with the radio show. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Even Scorsese himself.
Yeah, we get him to find out that Ernest was like given life in prison, even though they said they won't prosecute him. That's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
It's like they said they said you'd be okay. Yeah. And it's like, and you believe them? Well, it's the U.S. government telling me. I think I believe them. Like, exactly. It's the U.S. government.
Yeah.
That was all pretty good. But yeah.
Yeah, all their scenes together, just like, it sucks that it took so long for these two actors to be in the same movie. But every scene they're in together is amazing. Like, there's a scene where De Niro spanks him with a paddle. Like, what the fuck is happening? It's good shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, bump, 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 7.6. I'm just in the C plus areas.
Yeah, no surprise. I'm going pretty high. This to me is a 9.5. Like I said, it's probably my favorite movie of the year. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, 9.5 for me. I loved it.
Wow, 9.5. I knew you were gonna fucking love it.
It's good.
Christ.
It's a good movie.
This is a good movie. Exactly. 7.6 is a good score.
No, yeah, bad. That is a good score. Yeah.
But yeah, you said it was an amazing, great movie.
It is an amazing, great movie.
I don't know. Put any other Scorsese movie in front of me, I'll probably pick that to watch over this. Haven't seen Taxi Driver though.
Ooh, yeah, that's a fucking awesome one. That's like one of his best, yeah.
All right, guys, go check it out if you got half a day to sit in the theater, because it's a doozy.
Or I mean, I think you said at the top it was a joint release of or a joint.
Yeah, they said at some point it should be on Apple.
So yeah,
at some point.
I'm sure they're gonna give it watch half of it.
I'm sure they're gonna give it a long breath at the theater though, to or else that's gonna piss off Scorsese.
Yeah,
right. He doesn't do that streaming shit. He's probably made very sure that it's gonna be a while before it's on there. So yeah, 9.5, 7.6. Go check it out. Killers of the Flower Moon. What do you think? Is it a masterpiece or is it a disaster? It's not. It's not a disaster, trust me. All right, guys. Appreciate you coming by every Sunday. Apple Music, Spotify, here on YouTube. We love having you. Appreciate it so much. And until the next piece, the Brian say peace.
Peace.